as I stood there on that battlefield and I looked around and seen men with their mangled bodies. The sounds of gunshots and screams I can hear in my sleep. And I thought to myself, Sergeant, you're doing this for your country. All right, obviously that's an exaggeration. Not all Hollywood movies are that bad, and Hollywood needs some creative leeway because they still need to show the action, the drama, the craziness of these heroic men and women as they patriotically storm the battlefield. But as a veteran, bro, it's kind of hard to watch movies like this sometimes because they just show the military in the most unrealistic way possible. However, one movie sticks out and it's called The Outpost. This is probably one of my favorite military movies of all time because they actually show the military correctly, and there's small little things that they included, these little details that really sell it. Now, I'm not some badass crazy dude with medals of honor and all this. I was a Marine for 5 years and I deployed to Afghanistan, and I did notice things in these scenes that really stood out to me as being realistic, and it's gonna blow your mind. If you haven't seen the movie before, I'm not gonna spoil it, don't worry. And if you have, maybe these are details that you might have missed before. If this sounds interesting to you guys, hit that like, hit that sub, and let's go ahead and get it started. Be forewarned, there's a whole lot of foul language and a bunch of violence in this, so just giving you guys a heads up.
Do you remember what happened?
When?
During the battle?
To the dark side of the moon, gentlemen.
Aren't we supposed to be on top of the mountain to win this thing?
Our job is to separate the Taliban from the ordinary people. How do we do our jobs and stay safe? Respect keeps us safe.
I wouldn't trade this for anything. Look at us, band of brothers.
Keep me in your prayers, okay?
Trust me, babe, I quit.
I love you.
We're gonna win by getting their hearts and minds.
We want their hearts and minds, and they want our blood and guts.
Sorry, pal, but that's life at Camp Keating. Every time they take a pot shot at us, they're figuring us out. When the big one comes, they'll have us dialed in.
The Taliban's not here! Hurry, it's not coming! It's the big one, saddle up! Everybody fall back, enemy in the wire.
I'll hang back and provide cover.
We need to retake this camp. We don't have any air support, the manpower.
Our men are trapped up there. Our ammo depot is 40 yards away. There's everything we need to stay in this fight. Let me do this, sir.
Let's show them some love with the 120s.
You all right, mate? Come on, put your arms around me. You're not gonna die, okay?
RPG! Red platoon!
We're taking this bitch back.
Let's go ahead and get it started with my first scene. This is one of my favorite scenes that sets the tone for the whole movie. Let's get it.
Fuck me, man.
Fucking retarded, I know. They usually come up that draw on the backside, take a few fucking shots, and then just like, get the hell out.
Sit in the fucking
right.
Good morning.
Get it, Mark.
Oh,
Hello, brother
Hello.
Martin.
Yeah, it must be the honkies. Heard someone talking about freedom.
Speaking of a black comedy, already at it, huh?
Oh, yeah. Working on a beast. This big motherfucker right here.
Kuni, Musaga Mokambigi.
Hey! Leave that dog alone! What the fuck you doing?
What is this?
Hey, it's okay. What the fuck was that?
The dog, it has fleas.
Yeah, we all have fucking fleas. It doesn't mean you gotta fucking kill it, motherfucker.
Let's show them some love with the 120s. Willie Pete.
Can
I help you, Carter? What the fuck you doing with my 240?
What the fuck do you mean?
Where the fuck is my 240 ammo, man?
It makes an LRAS too. It doesn't fit you.
Got a bullshit. I said 240. Get my fucking ammo, man.
What did you say?
Did.
Stop talking.
No such thing. Right ammo. Go. Go. Yes. Lock these motherfuckers up.
Ceasefire! Hey, ceasefire!
That was the shit, man. I got it No, you wait till you see this
Younger,
footage, boys.
you-
Go ahead.
God damn.
Yo, welcome home, Jerry.
Listen to me, Younger. You ever fucking fire a weapon at me that close again, and I'll fucking kill you myself.
It's the opening scene for combat, but it really sets the tone for the realism and the realistic aspect of how combat actually unfolds. It's chaotic. You have no idea what's going on. So Hollywood shows this in a perfect sense a lot of the times, where it's like enemy moving right to left, bang, 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 target down, boom, boom, boom. That's not how it happens, okay? Nobody knows what the hell is going on. People are scrambling, running around, trying to get their weapon system set up so they can figure out where the target's at, so they can send rounds to them and maybe split some grapes. They did a great job depicting that. And if you noticed, that one soldier got pissed off at the other because he was shooting his gun like right over his shoulder, and stuff like that does happen, okay? You're not gonna be in the perfect place. You may get tunnel vision and you're panicked, you're freaking out, you don't know what's going on, and you do some reckless things, and tempers and emotions do run high. Now, I don't know if he ran up and actually kicked them. That's a little bit much, but I have seen dudes get into full-blown arguments because of stuff that they didn't bring the right ammo, or the comms that they brought died, they forgot to bring something, whatever it is. People definitely get mad at each other. It's not this perfect sense of camaraderie where they're like, wow, great shot, good job. Wow, come on, man. Also, if you guys aren't familiar, when that officer was running in and he was talking in that little like debrief area, and he said,
Let's show him some love with the 120s.
and hit him with the Willie Pete. He's talking about white phosphorus. So yeah, definitely, if you don't know what it is, look it up. White phosphorus is some nasty stuff. And then they eventually hit that dude with the mortar and cease the attack. Let's go ahead and keep it moving.
Hey, Larson, you're SOG, right?
Yeah, what's up, sir?
Mohammed, come here. Tell him exactly what you told me.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Salam, bro.
I've just been to the village, sir. Mashus are telling me the Taliban are coming on us.
Okay.
The villagers are not happy, sir. They are complaining about their money, the school, the road. The previous shura didn't go well, sir. Everything. And I really believe, sir, this time Mashus are telling me that the Taliban are coming on us.
How many are going to come on us?
A lot, sir. I don't know, a lot.
You think like in a row or at the same time, or?
Sir, are you laughing at me?
No, I'm not laughing.
Sorry.
The movies usually show combat as being crazy. It's always engagement, everybody's fighting, people are dying, stuff is nuts. In reality, there's a lot of downtime and it gets boring as hell. Afghanistan was very boring and then very intense, and then very boring and then very intense. There's a lot that goes into this scene that adds some details into it. For an example, there is some translation issues between the Afghan National Army, the Afghan National Police, and third country nationals. It happens all the time. In this case, he's like, yo, the Taliban are coming on us, bro. Greatest thing ever. I had an Afghan National Police come up to me one time, and we were at the little smoke pit, we're just doing whatever, and he comes up and he's like, hey man, you're one of your guys, man, he's fingering me off. What are you, fingering you off? What are you talking about, man? And he's like, yeah, man, he goes like this, like fingering me, man. And I'm like, hey, yeah, he's not fingering you, bro. He's not fingering you off, none of that. So yeah, there's some funny moments out there. I'm telling you guys right now, there is some funny stuff that's in there, and my time in Afghanistan was not all bad, okay? I met some great people, great friends. I loved a lot of the civilians and the third country nationals that were there. Greatest, nicest, most humble and badass people you'll ever meet, and some of them dudes are freaking hilarious. So make sure if you haven't, drop that subscribe already, man. Don't go fingering me off.
What you looking at, Sergeant?
Seeing what they see?
What's that, bro?
Dead Americans?
God damn, you're a fucking buzzkill, man.
Every time they take a pot shot at us, they're figuring us out. When the big one comes, they'll have us dialed in.
Yeah, and how would you do it if you were them?
What?
How would you do it if you were them?
How would I do it? Well, first I'd knock out our mortar pit. Without that, we're fucked. Then I'd start hammering our Stand 2 trucks, armored Humvees, especially Outraz 2. That protects our mortars. Take out our ammo depot so we can't resupply. And I'd hit our generator. Effectively kill our comms. And then I'd start sending fighters on the switchbacks. It'd be a race to get inside the wire before air support.
Yeah, but even that can take a few hours. The B1s come all the way from fucking Qatar.
Yeah, that's right, Carter.
Yeah.
Hey, get inside our camp, take our ECP, divide us in half. Pretty much then we're fucked.
God damn it, bro. Who the fuck pissed in your Cheerios?
Well, sorry, pal, That's life at Camp Keating.
Even though it doesn't show a bunch of combat, it shows the Taliban and how they operate in the most realistic sense possible. It also highlights some of the military's downfalls in strategic planning, because this base is notorious for being in the worst possible location ever. They put a base at the bottom of a valley. The enemy can walk around and look straight down into it. Come on, man. What did they expect, bro? They're not oblivious to it. They knew that was a horrible location. That definitely sucks. They were set up for failure. Now, I do like how they were talking about the small attack and then a larger attack, because the Taliban does this. At our base, they would attack us with a couple guys. Small arms fire a very tiny attack, and then they would observe and watch to see how we respond to that attack. So when the real attack came, they were a little bit more prepared. They knew where we were gonna go and what we were gonna do and how long it took to get air assets on deck, so that they were like, okay, it's gonna take 30 minutes for air to get here. We can attack for 30 minutes and then run away. In Afghanistan, we were being watched 24/7. And he did say, you know, nearest air support was coming from Qatar, which is 2 hours away. Bro, that's about average, okay? I was on a Marine mobile team, and if you're not familiar, it's kind of like the Air Force's combat controllers, but we're just not as badass. But we had a lot of air assets, and a lot of times I would take my air assets and stack them. So I would send up a guy to 10,000 feet, and I would just have him orbiting, so that whenever we needed air support, he could just come right back down, and I would layer them on top of each other, so that once he was done, I would have the other one come down, and then the other guy would go refuel, whatever. That's a long story. The air support stuff, it's not as available as people think. The movies definitely show it where they're just like, get on the hook, and they're like, hey, we got a guy over here, 200 meters. They have friendly forces, and then you also have civilians. You have a whole lot of stuff that's going on. You have weather, you have other factors that really need to get considered when it comes to air support. Very good depiction of this. Like I said, it wasn't combat, but still very good. So let's keep it moving.
Gregory? Yeah, Judge, you right? Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Just set it, and splint it, and move on, okay?
Tried everything, man.
I need your sniper rifle.
There's a lot to unpack in this scene, but I'm gonna do my best to cover most of it. The very first part, when he's running out and you see this big, massive explosion, that's a little bit Hollywood, just because I've been blown up a couple times, and the first time that I got blown up, it was a mortar round, and it wasn't even super close to us, but when it hit, you saw this shockwave come across, and it literally felt like my bones are made of metal, and somebody took a sledgehammer and just wrung me, okay? It is disorientating, and it hurts like hell. There's so much shock waves that come off of these explosions that it is incredibly painful. So if you're getting hit with an RPG on the other side of that little generator that they were on, so they're behind the Jenny, RPG hits, dude, that's gonna make your ears ring. That's gonna mess you up. Just the shock wave from that alone is so intense. I don't think people realize just how bad it feels to get blown up. The second thing that I really like they depicted correctly here was when you seen him on that squad automatic weapon, his cyclic burst at fire rate, we used to use the ditty, die motherfucker die. So we knew that 3 to 5 second burst on that weapon system was the most effective. So if you notice in some Hollywood movies, they're just like spraying, just going everywhere. In real life, man, you're trying to conserve ammo because you don't want to burn through it all. You don't want to overheat the weapon system. So it's die motherfucker die. Die, motherfucker, die. You're just trying to conserve that ammo, and you're trying to make well-placed shots, or just keep those guys heads down, whatever. You just don't want to burn through your entire strip of ammo or your entire belt of ammo just for like 1 or 2 guys for some suppressive fire. That was done very well, and that's just a lot of training. Like I said, people definitely get in the moment, and sometimes you might squeeze off the whole thing, but that's very accurate. The other thing, if you guys noticed, there were small muzzle flashes that were over on the hills when it showed that MRAP and the guy was up on top of that mounted weapon. weapon, you see those little muzzle flashes? Dude, that is the most realistic looking thing ever. They're these tiny little flashes that are off in the distance, and it just gives you this sense of, damn, these guys are everywhere, and they're shooting from elevated positions that makes it even harder. And here's the thing, the movies show it as these Taliban running around and they're out in the open doing stuff and they're just getting shot and falling. A lot of times they don't want to die, okay? Because they're humans just like us, so they're not the easiest people to kill, all right? They're running, they're hiding, they're going for cover, they're doing the same thing that everybody else would do. They're not going to stand out in the open and just take rounds. This movie definitely portrays that a lot better, where they're actually getting for, like, they're going into cover, they're peeking their heads out, they're getting shots, they're scurrying around. They are incredibly difficult to kill, okay? The other one for me that was an eye-opening experience was sometimes you don't really understand like the nature of war, combat, or where you're at until you start to see some of the casualties and some of the craziness and the realistic effects of it. Because a lot of times you're in training and you're just going through the motions, whatever, you can't wait to be there and use your training. And for us, we had something called the Shock Trauma Platoon, or STP, and it was a tiny little part in our base where they did a bunch of combat triage and treated casualties. When I first went there, we just went there for a little visit to just kind of say hi, and they brought in some people, and there was a kid, I think he was like 9 or 10, something like that, and he was stripped completely nude and he had holes all over his entire body. When I was talking to the surgeon that was there, they said he found an IED on the side of the road, picked it up, and he threw it and it went off. So it exploded and it peppered him with shrapnel. The boy was still alive, but I mean, there was holes everywhere, all through his body, like these little like dark holes. Dude, that kind of freaked me out. Dude, I was just like, it was a wake-up call that you're not invincible, and this is the reality of where you're at. I'm not some crazy badass Rambo like combat dude. I'm not the best dude out there to be talking about it, but I have a little bit of experience, and to me, this movie resonated so well. I'm telling you guys, it's a must watch. At least check the movie out a little bit if you like military, you like movies, and just look for those small details because this movie has them all. So let me know in the comment section if you guys want me to cover anything else. It could be military, aviation stuff. I'm a helicopter pilot, did air traffic control, a bunch of crazy stuff. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing because it really does help our channel and it helps us make more videos for you guys. You guys are supporting us and we love to make content for you. So there's gonna be a video that's gonna pop up on your screen right about now that I chose just for you. So until next time, see ya.